So today is 1st July, Friday, 2022. We are discussing The Hindu. On the second page, in the spotlight section, we have an article about eco-sensitive zones, Western Ghats. In this article, they have mentioned about Gadgil, Madhav Dhananjay Gadgil. It's a very important committee as per our UPSC syllabus. In GS paper 3, environment section, we have to read about the Gadgil committee, or also known as WGEEP report or Gadgil's report. He has made certain recommendations about the conservation of Western Ghats. So this article is giving some hints that what he has done. I would suggest you to read about this report in a bit more detail. Very important. Now this is the front page of the Hindu today. The new government has been formed in Maharashtra. Is the term here called landslip. If you see the GS paper 1 syllabus, under geography, we have to read about various kinds of natural phenomena like earthquake, volcanic eruptions, etc., etc. And in GS paper 3 also, we have disaster management. Now, I will suggest you to read about landslip, as well as you can read about landslide and avalanche, etc. All of that fall in one similar category, and you can remember this example so that when you are writing answers in mains, you can give the example of recent Manipur landslip. On the city page, we do not have anything important. Nothing here as well. So finally, we have a news here from Karnataka. This is important news. Like in yesterday's newspaper, we have an article about LGBT community. Today also we have news about the diaper change facility in men's restroom. Normally, if you go to airports or such offices, you will find diaper changing facility only in women's restroom. So it is kind of assumed that diaper changing is the duty of the women. But now, by breaking this gender stereotype, Bangalore Airport has established this diaper changing facility at both places. It's a very good example that you can use in GS paper 1, Indian society, as well as in GS paper 4, ethics, where we have to read about stereotyping, attitudinal change, etc. In editorial, we have an article about anti-defection law. This is a very good article, well written, in detail. We have been avoiding reading about anti-defection and the Maharashtra issue for very long, but this is an article which is summarizing the whole issue. Basically, it's telling that how the formation of the government in Maharashtra still is or can be challenged constitutionally, because as per the anti-defection law, Shiv Sena has the MLAs of Shiv Sena, it's assumed that 2/3 members of Shiv Sena has defected, and some people are saying that if 2/3 members will defect, they can form a new party. But actually, the law says that when there is 2/3 defection, that 2/3 defected people should actually merge into another party. They cannot create their new party, so they have to merge. Now, this defected Shiv Sena MLAs, what will they do? They will merge with BJP or they will merge with some other party, because Shiv Sena, they cannot claim to the symbol of Shiv Sena as of now, as the law is. Now, how it will play out in future, what new decisions will come, that has opened up a whole new box for us. So we will read this in detail later, and we have to keep a watch on this. How does it develop in future as well? Home and abroad, this is an article about recent G7 commitments that Prime Minister Modi has made. Recently, we read in the previous class that G7 has started this PGII initiative, Infrastructure and Investment Initiative, to counter China. Now, the two issues that dominated, although there were many issues discussed, you should keep a list of this, what are the issues which were discussed during G7, but the main issue that was discussed was China and Russia. India, it was, as we have discussed before, this was a very tricky situation for India, because when recently in the BRICS summit, Putin and President Xi Jinping of China, they criticized Western countries a lot. Now, Prime Minister Modi was in that meeting also, and he tried to stay away from the criticisms that Putin and President Xi Jinping did. Now, in G7 meeting, the Western countries were criticizing Russia and China, and again, India decided to stay away from such harsh criticisms, and India has made it clear that it will not be a member of PGII for now. It has just signed some provisions like environmental change, resilient democracy, etc. But it had stayed away from the statements castigating Russia and China. So the article is saying India has to walk a tightrope between the two blocks. The one block is the Western bloc, and the other block is Russia and China. And India has to maintain a very fine balance between the two because it do not want to antagonize any of the two groups. Now, the next article, the selfishness and the graft of the rich drive inequality, is a very interesting article. As I was telling you in the poem in the beginning of this class, rich are the scum of the earth in every country. There is this assumption that those who have become rich, they have become rich by violating the laws, by sacrificing their morality, by compromising with their ethics. So they have become rich by grabbing the things that belongs to others. So there has been a survey that how many people believe in this, and it shows it depends upon a lot of things. If the country is rich and everybody has good standards of living, so they do not resent the rich much. But in a poor country like India, where the inequality is increasing day by day, the rich are becoming richer, the chances are that people will resent rich people more. And if you know about Marxist theories and also, it can again go into that direction as well. So the soldiers should endorsers be held responsible for the claim in advertising. It's a very good article. It's a very controversial topic. You can hold a debate around this as well. The advertisers who come into the ads, like the celebrities who endorse products, should they be held responsible for what they're saying? Rajnigandha khao or kya bolte hain? Whatever it says. So should they be held responsible for that? So recently, the CCPA, Central Consumer Protection Authority, has made a new rule. As per that, the celebrities will be fined 10 lakh rupees if they are making any misleading claims in the advertisement, and if they repeat the offense, the fine can be increased to 50 lakh, and finally they can even put behind bars for 3 years for repeated offenses. Now this whole article is about this debate, whether it will be helpful or not. So you go through it and frame your own arguments and let me know into the comment, what do you think, the celebrities should be held responsible or not. In the text and context section, we have an explainer about the free fall of the rupee. Now, if you have read the economics, it's a very good article for you to understand, but I will suggest you to go and read the basics of the economics before trying to read this article. It's trying to explain that why rupee has fallen to 79 rupees to a dollar. And it's also suggesting some reports from the IMF that the decline will continue, and by 2029, it will become 95 rupees. So it's a good article. You can go through it. You can learn some of the reasons for this. Now, the next is a road safety quartet and road ahead. This article is here because of a research paper published by the Lancet, which suggests the road accidents and deaths happening because of the road accident. So these are suggesting major reasons because of this and how we can improve this. There are a few very good terms like global burden of disease. You should take a note of these as well. Now, we have an article about Pslv launch by Isro. They have launched this time some satellites from the Singapore. You should read about New Space India Limited, which is a commercial arm of Isro. And you should try to locate Satish Dhawan Space Center on the map of India. There's a special topic called POEM, Pslv or Vital Experimental Module, in today's evening class, where we discuss the newspapers in detail. We will discuss about this issue, very important for both prelims and mains. Now, try to locate the Snake Island in the Black Sea. Russia has withdrawn from the Snake Island. The reason for this withdrawal, Ukraine is saying they have withdrawn from the Snake Island because of our strength. We have forced them to withdraw from the Snake Island. Russia is saying we have withdrew from the Snake Island because we wanted the grain exports to continue. They are saying we are being blamed because Ukraine is not able to export its grain and there is hunger globally. So we are withdrawing from the Snake Island, and now we are allowing the passage to the grain ships from Black Sea. So both are making their own claims. First Black Justice Jackson has taken oath as first Black woman Supreme Court Justice in USA. That's a big thing there. Now, in the economics, we have some news about financial stability report, which is published by RBI, very important. And they have said there is nothing much to worry. Our financial stability is okay, although there are chances of stagflation. Tell me in the comment what is stagflation and how it is different from skewflation. Fiscal deficit data and external debt data are there. So if you have read the economics basics, it will make sense to you. So update your notes. That's it from the today's newspaper. Thank you. We will meet again tomorrow.